All right, so I think we're going to start in the next 1 minute.
Sure.
A very good evening from the Middle East and a very good morning to everybody who has joined in from the US. In our today's session of Cash and Inspire, we have with us Rahul and Rohan, who are eco artists actively engaged in voicing their opinions on climate change and wildlife conservation. But here's the catch, it's through their art. My name is Chaitya, a youth representative of the Rajaga Center Environment Initiative and the moderator for today's evening. First things first, thank you so much, Rahul and Rohan, for joining us today from 7 seas away.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having us here. Thank you for having us.
Perfect. So I'll be asking a few questions to the two of you about your art journey, the transition to sustainability, and a little bit of spirituality. Sounds good?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So the first question is, we'd like to know a little bit about your art projects, the cause behind it, and the impact it aims to create. I believe you would like to show us a presentation, so let's put it up on screen, please.
Sure. I believe you can see the screen right now.
It's visible perfectly.
Right. Just a second. Yes. So a little bit about us. So hello everyone. We are Rahul and Rohan. We are young eco artists, and through our art, we just wish to spread the awareness about the plight of endangered species such as elephants, rhinos, tigers, and many more other endangered species. And we also feel that we have to give these beautiful species, which are voiceless, and give them a voice because they are facing threats from us humans, and they are going facing the ultimate consequences because of our actions, namely global warming, climate change, and other interesting situations that are caused because of the rapid burning of fossil fuels, the increase of the Earth's average temperature, which is global warming, and several other things that we humans do. And we felt that we could use our talent, which is art, painting, and sketching, and provide these animals with a voice so that they can express themselves through it. Yeah. And as you can see from the screen, these are some of our artworks.
Wow.
As artists, we've sort of started out at a young age. Our
Mm-hmm.
mother is our inspiration, I would say. She's an artist, and we sort of grew up watching her paint.
Mm-hmm.
And while doing so is what inspired us. That's how we started off as artists, and we've been painting ever since. And we paint and work with all sorts of mediums, acrylics, oil paints. We sketch a lot, so we use graphite and charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Recently, we've started working with photography as well. So this involves digital photography using a DSLR camera. Also, we've gotten into analog photography.
Mm-hmm.
Analog photography is one of those cameras where you have to go back and develop your reels and use negatives. So that we found is something to be very interesting as a medium to work with. We also work on glass and we use optics.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I would like to take this opportunity to share one project of ours that we worked on. It's called Gone Too Soon.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Uh, it's a YouTube video that I'd like to play.
Sure.
Um, this project I worked during my college. It's part of my capstone project for graduation.
Okay.
Uh, I was part of the honors college, and photography taken up as a minor. And this was sort of my final project for graduation. And here's the final video that I've shot for it.
Mm-hmm.
Please let me know if you can hear the audio.
Not able to see the audio. I can see a couple of paintings on the screen as of now.
All right. As a YouTube video, what do you see?
No, it's not being played.
Give me one second.
Not an issue. Until then, we can just wanted to know a bit of the art background. So, it definitely started as a hobby. So how did it move into something, which creates an impact? How did that transition happen?
We started exhibiting our work. There is this gallery called Art Hub in Abu Dhabi, and uh, we just entered one day with our parents to view an art exhibition, and the gallery owner happened to see our artworks, and he recognized our talent. And that was sort of the first stage that we had.
Rahul and Rohan, I believe there's a bit of disruption in your video and voice. Um, is the team able to hear them?
I think you can hear us right now.
Oh, perfect. You guys are
Yeah.
on. We can see you again. Yes. Yes, please.
Yes. It just happens the network issue. So yeah,
No,
it's
no worries.
so yeah, right from exhibiting at Art Hub, I think that provided us with the standard platform to showcase our talent and also pick on a cause, which was conservation of the elephants, rhinos, and other endangered species.
Mhm.
And with that, we were also contacted by the Global March for Elephants and Rhinos, which is an organization which aims to help save the endangered species, and it's based in Kenya. And yeah, we were actually ambassadors for that organization, and that provided us with the channels for expressing this whole theme on a larger scale. And yeah, exhibiting our paintings in the US and London also gave us a solid platform. So that's how it all started, right from exhibiting in the local area to going international. So yeah, that's kind of like the brief journey that we had.
Perfect. Sounds good. Also, Rahul and Rohan, you had mentioned in one of the writings you had sent to us that, human greed and illegal wildlife trade have pushed numerous species into extinction. Could you give a bit of light on the statement, how it is happening, what are the causes behind it? And as a youth, personally, what simple changes can we make in our day-to-day lives to, support the cause?
Lovely question. I think illegal wildlife trade and human greed, when we mention well, we've all seen elephants, rhinos, and tigers. We have elephants, and India amazingly is home to all three of these species: elephants, rhinos, and tigers. And we know that elephants have big tusks made of ivory, rhinos have horns, tigers have claws, and an amazing skin. That's sort of all of these parts of the bodies of these animals are treated as ornaments and items of luxury. So, for example, we've seen leather handbags made of snake skin, crocodile skin, or belts to start with when they say leather. All of these are extracted from animals, and unfortunately, they do not, you know, the animals don't donate them. We end up killing them in very violent, inhuman ways. Elephants, for example, are hunted directly from helicopters in Africa, where people unfortunately just open fire with guns. Rhinos, the horns are mercilessly chopped off. Tigers are hunted, and tigers have been, we have been hunting them for over the past 100 years. And the populations of tigers used to be in lakhs to start with, and now we are down to about 5,000 tigers remaining in the wild, which we've done, this is damage we've done only in the past 100 years. So illegal wildlife trade is, any sort of hunting of any animal for human greed, if anything, let's say for to make accessories, to make bags, to make ornaments. So all of that counts as illegal wildlife trafficking. There is a great wildlife trafficking channel in China that's based
Mhm.
where millions of species of animals are trafficked, and all of the body parts of these animals are also considered to have medicinal purposes, which is not scientifically accurate. For example, it is believed in China that rhino horn is a cure to common flu, where the horn is sort of grinded and a paste you're supposed to drink. To be very fair, rhino horn is made of the same material as our hair and nails. It's made of the base compound is keratin. So I'll say, if you're sick, please bite your nails, don't hurt a rhino.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Mhm.
And visual represent medium always is, I believe, more effective than writing or reading. So I personally, watch a lot of documentaries, especially David Attenborough, about the environment. So how effective is the art as well in this space where, when people see the paintings, they have this kind of motivation that, we need to work on, become more sustainable, be more conscious about all of this going on in our planet.
Um, like you said, visually, when we see things, it sticks with us longer. For example, we often hear every day that we are damaging the planet, we're killing animals, but then that really does not hit us until we see what's really happening. Because we could be like, hey, this is the state of things, and I could say that over 100 times, and that would not make sense
Mhm.
unless a person experiences it or looks at it in person or gets a glimpse at it. That, I believe, is where art, cinema, or any sort of visual form of art comes in, where people get to see the pain these animals are going through. And because once you have an image to a story, it automatically becomes more engaging. So you can relate and connect to the subject, if anything, which is why in any lesson that we're taught in school, we have books with images. So you have a story that stays in your mind, but then the moment you're able to associate that with an image, the impact grows all the more. And in the previous question, you had asked what we can do in terms of illegal wildlife trade. I think a simple start would be to avoid any sort of unnecessary purchase of animal-based products. For
Okay.
example, starting with leather handbags or belts or anything that sort of requires the death of an animal. If you can avoid it, then please, that would be a lovely start. And to be fair, that is the best we can do for these animals.
And what are the alternatives do you see to that? Because day-to-day products, even if it is not related to animals, like plastic bags and straws and etc., etc., everyone always has this question that what other than this can we use? So in terms of animal products, like for example, leather bags, what are the alternatives we as a youth can see?
I believe that, yeah, there are many alternatives to leather bags, namely the cloth-based materials, which do not cause as severe as an impact as directly killing the animals to obtain their skin and, manufacture products. The options like, going for vegan leather and for leather. So there are multiple, alternatives that exist in the market. And right now we are also having a movement called a sustainable fashion movement or the fast sustainable movement fashion, in which, companies and the name designers are actually going for sustainable products and resources that are sustainably extracted from the environment. And I believe, looking up into those products would be a much more healthier alternative just for ourselves and also for the environment. And that also helps us, keep the carbon footprint at the bare minimum. Yeah.
Fair enough. Somebody who's not too artistic, that is me. I just wanted to know a little bit about the art, the time it takes you to make it. And you'd mentioned the different modes of making them as well. So just a bit of light on that.
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it comes down to the individual painting, but certain paintings are the ones you've seen. For example, the elephants, rhinos, they can take us anywhere from a week to a couple months, purely based off of the detail. Because uh, at least at an initial stage, the goal was hyperrealism to show and capture the ultimate beauty of these animals. And each of these paintings has taken us anywhere from a week to about a month.
Hmm.
There are certain projects that we've worked on, like Gone Too Soon, as I've mentioned. That was an year-long project because that involved a fair bit of scientific method. If anything, it was a research project. So I did have to come up with a sort of a technique to develop photos. So
Hmm.
that had taken about an year. So it depends, entirely depends. Like, for example, any of these paintings has taken us about a couple days to a week.
Right.
So yeah, depends on the painting, but yes, it is very work intensive.
We would definitely, if we can present the video now, for
Uh,
Gone, we'd love to see it.
I'd like to give a little bit of an intro before we start.
Sure, sure, definitely.
Yeah, Gone Too Soon was sort of my capstone project for the honors college at UIC.
Hmm.
It was a year-long project where I was researching into analog photography, which, like these animals, is sort of an endangered medium, if anything, because we possess the ability to take, say, 100 to 1,000 photos on our cameras, on our phones simply. But then back in our day, back when our parents had to take photos, it was a simple Polaroid camera which you take a photo with, and then you wait, say, a week to get your photo developed.
Right.
So that's sort of the technique I've used. And I drew these animals in a dark room using a flashlight, which is called a long exposure photography, where you just expose your camera and any light it captures, that's the photo it takes.
Okay.
So what you're about to see is a series of artworks that sort of, put into picture how fast these animals are vanishing from the planet, which enhance the title Gone Too Soon. Please. Yeah.
Looks lovely. It was very nice.
Thank you. The image in the end is, well, that is not visual effects. That sort of is what I've worked on for an year. It's chemistry where you put in a photosensitive paper.
Hmm.
So the idea was to control how fast an image would vanish off that paper when exposed to light.
Yeah.
So that sort of happened in real time. And that is to, emphasize, just as how quickly that image vanished off the paper is how fast our animals, the ones that we've seen in our picture books and grew up on, that's how fast they're vanishing off the planet.
Fair enough. Um, Rahul and Rohan, so actually, I was discussing with one of our volunteers as well. Ankita, you would have spoken to her as well. So she had this question and wanted to bring it up. So she asked that, where do you see art going with the addition of AI and many such other automated modes of generation? So uh, anybody can
Yeah.
go ahead.
Artificial intelligence is such a beautiful platform when it comes to, assisting us humans. And when it comes to art, I believe that with all the images, the classical artworks, and from great artists that exist, AI takes those images and tries to recreate them in a different manner with the prompts that are provided by us humans. But I believe that there is always this special place for the classic art that exists, the ones that are made from, either digitally or by hand, just like, the canvas paintings. These hold a special place in the whole field and the art industry in general because it's something that has an emotion. Artificial intelligence is completely based on code, right? It just works on based on a set of instructions that are provided by us humans. And I believe that there is no emotion that is there within an image that is generated by a computer, whereas compared to a human, everything tells a story, right? Let's say, for example, we paint something, each of our paintings tells a story, communicates something, and it speaks a million words, to put it in simple sense. Whereas an image generated by a computer, I guess it doesn't speak the same way. But yeah, but the developing platforms, there are multiple platforms that that do this, and I guess this is definitely bound to increase in the coming future. But I also believe that the classic art, paintings always have a special place. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Fair enough. Um, Also, COP28 is happening in Dubai this year. COP, for the viewers who do not know much about it, it's conference of parties where multiple delegates from all around the world come and discuss about issues like climate change. So, what is your take on the event which is happening? It's going to happen end of the month, and before that, COI also happens, which is Conference of Youth, where people like us come together and showcase our talents and discuss ideas which for us would be sustainable. So any take on these how impactful these sessions are and something you'd like to see come out of these sessions?
I would say that the conference of youth is something that we are particularly very interested in because we believe that that's where the real change happens because youth, we believe, holds the power to the future. And if you can inspire and sort of channel the power of the youth in any direction, that's sort of where the ultimate power lies because we are sort of the generation that's going to guide the future. And if anything, I feel that the greatest impact should, and I would love to see happen at the Conference of Youth, because on a global scale, like it or not, the governmental policy change is sort of greatly influenced by who and who is running the government and who holds the power.
Hmm.
But the real change ultimately comes down to the future, to the young generations that will lead the future. So I think Conference of Youth is where I see the ultimate change happening. And if we sort of can inspire the youth and show them that this is really the state the planet is in right now and the action and the steps that we need to take to move forward, if if we can make the youth understand, I think that's where the real power and that's where the real change lies. So that's sort of our take on it. Yeah.
Definitely, completely agreed. Also, this question comes straight from the heart. I got to know that both of you have been inclined towards spirituality from a very young age, like me. So how has that helped you to be more conscious for the environment and as well as in your day-to-day life?
Yeah, I mean, spirituality is something that, just connects you with the ultimate source of energy, the supreme soul. And it just makes it, a whole lot easier, just keeping your mind away from all the distractions and being focused in general. So I believe that, spirituality has definitely helped us with regards to, being focused on the stuff that we do, be it with regards to academic progress or even with regards to, showcasing our talent, art and painting. And as artists, this is, I think, something that all artists resonate with, which is the clarity of mind and thought, which is very essential when you work on your piece. And I believe that spirituality provides the perfect medium and the channel for that. Having a clear sense of vision, because a vision is that's something that's in your mind, and that's ultimately what's gonna get converted into a beautiful painting, right? So having that initial vision, the thought, that's exactly what spirituality provides us with. And in addition to that, I believe, it just helps tone down your life in an essential manner, like, reducing all the stress, cutting down all the anxiety from your life, or at least helps in that manner. So I believe, yeah, spirituality definitely helped us in that aspect. Yeah.
I completely agree. And last but not the least, one question which comes from the team itself is that, what one message would both of you want to give to all our viewers today?
I think if we have to leave you anything, we'd like to say that uh, kindness and compassion. I think those are the words I'd use. Love, if anything. Be kind to your fellow anyone, living creatures, I guess. Your fellow humans, your fellow animals. Be kind to your neighbors, be kind to your people, be kind to your parents. And love a little and you will get it back. Yeah. And I would also like to add the fact that, when each of us take a step to bring in a change, it will automatically inspire others. And that's what it's all about, right? And this in turn will bring a major change in the surrounding environment and help us, help improve the chances of combating the major issues of global warming or climate change, which is the next big thing to deal with. And I would like to quote Dr. Jane Goodall, who beautifully expresses the fact that every individual matters and every individual has a role to play, and every individual does make a significant difference. And yeah, that's what we would like to say.
Perfect. Sounds lovely. Um, I'll just wait for a second if there's any questions from the team if they would like to ask. Um, Anybody has a question, you can put it on the chat box and we can ask Rahul and Rohan. I guess both of you have cleared all our questions today. So before we go, firstly, thank you so much, both of you, for such thought-provoking answers. And I'm sure all of our listeners have taken something today back there from our climate wisdom session today. But before we conclude, we usually have this tradition that we do a couple of minutes of guided meditation for, giving good vibrations to our Mother Earth. Um, so we can move ahead with that. So all the listeners, whoever has joined in from YouTube, I'd like all of you, including Rahul and Rohan, to please close your eyes and use our gift of visualization today. So imagine you're sitting way above the trees, the mountains, the clouds, and all layers of the atmosphere. You're sitting right on top of our Mother Earth, legs folded. As an artist, as anybody, you can distinctively see the colors blue and green. But slowly, for some reason, these colors have started to fade away. The green is becoming black, the blue is becoming gray. And as my duty as a son of Mother Earth and our duty together, it is our duty to bring back the lush greens and majestic blues as the same as how we used to color our earth on the color book as a child. So green is the color of tranquility, the color of serenity. Let us all together take a second to spread green color rays of peace to our Mother Earth and all its children. Blue is the color of communication. Let us all become a medium of communication about the earth, the environment, and its problems to everybody around us. I'd like all of you to imagine blue rays coming out and filling our earth and its children with knowledge and wisdom. Let's become an oasis of sanity in this madhouse. 2 minutes every day. Focus this powerful mind and intellect of ours to spread rays of green, green for peace, and blue, blue for communication to our Mother Earth and its children. Thank you. So thank you so much once again, Rahul and Rohan, and hope to catch up soon. Next time, definitely, I would hope it would be face to face, and looking forward to that. And
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
no
Yeah,
worries.
thank you so much. It's been a pleasure in expressing about all of our work, and yeah, thank you so much for having us. Yeah.
It was a pleasure from our side as well. Thank you. And that all of you is a wrap of our today's session of Cash and